What's going on, guys? I'm here with Mark Keene of Lost River Lures, and Mark has stepped up to be my 2022 sponsor, and I'm super excited about that because Mark makes a lineup of my favorite lures consisting of buzzbaits, spinnerbaits, and jigs. So Mark, you want to tell us a little bit about your company?
Oh, love to. First of all, we stepped up because we love your videos. We like what you're doing, what you're putting out, especially for a lot of the beginning anglers, and you explain, why you're using this bait or why you're using that bait. As far as Lost River Lures, we love building premier tackle, spinnerbaits, jigs, buzzbaits. They're American-made products. They're built right here at this table, and every product that you get from us is built with these two hands. Trust me, the fingers are sore. We try to offer competitive prices. We're not as high as a lot of people. We understand that, but we don't have the overhead that a lot of people do. And I think some people, they kind of get the feeling that just because our baits are less expensive that they're not as good. But everything we put in our baits is premium hooks, Gamakatsu hooks on a lot of our jigs, BMC hooks on a lot of our spinnerbaits, and needlepoint hooks on some of our mustad needle points in our finesse jigs. Our skirts, a lot of skirts we still do in-house. A lot of them we have done outside, but they're also made by a group of folks in Florida that make our baits. All of our incoming components that go on our baits, other than a few small ones that simply hooks, sample swivels, stuff made overseas, they've always been made overseas. You're not going to change that. But those are about it. Everything else is made right here in the United States. Just like everyday folks, just like myself, trying to provide for the fishing community.
Well, it sounds great. I'm super excited about the 2022 season and our partnership, so why don't we get into building a few of these lures?
I'm looking forward to it as well. Let's get into it. Like to do is bend this wire out, and on this particular buzz bait, which is the bony buzz, we did put a gold blade in the front. Buzz baits are pretty easy to knock out. Then a double bend, take two pliers, lock that down. Then with the bonies, I like to set these. That's when I use this fan. So if you want a blade and just tick the head where you can bend that wire, that right there is killer. It's perfect. You will chip your paint. It will work. All right, so right now we're gonna throw one of our spinnerbaits together. This is one of our premier spinnerbaits in the 50-50. This particular bait, actually I got an order from a buddy in New York, Bakar Wade. I told him, I said, "Man, you know what? I may actually just build your blade on video." He's like, "Too cool. I don't like using the bench wire benders. I like doing this myself because as I bring it up, I can turn it a little bit left or right so that when I squeeze that down, when I'm finished with it, I can put that ending on the left or right hand side of the wire to where that blade will not slip off." Straighten it up a little bit, just like the fish really care. And that bait's ready for the water. As far as skirting up a jig, I'm just gonna grab a color around here. But again, there's days that we set and we prep our head, so this is all we have to do when we get an order. We'll put our weed guards in. We will have some come in with the weed guards already installed. Little crawl jig. On our rascals, we do finesse these. If the customer wants the full skirt, we'll be more than happy to make it like that for them and just leave it alone. But what we will do to change the profile of that jig, because the rascal is the little brother of the rascal group. Okay, so we'll pull all these upper strands up before we even ship it to you. This is part of what we'll do. And we'll take all those upper strands, cut them off, and that's going to pop that out. It's going to give that jig a completely different profile.
Yep.
And if we're a finesse guy, you know, a lot of people don't master tackle, but if you're throwing a spinning reel and that's your tackle that you're using, be it because of your fishing budget or your skill level, okay, that type of hook is what you're looking for, because you can still set that hook, get good penetration even with a spinning rod. You know, 5 foot medium or 6 foot medium heavy, you're gonna set that hook no problem. So that's probably one of our #1 sellers.